This property generates me £1,600 a month, and I'm going to show you how you can do exactly the same. Hi everyone, so I'm Katie Wilson and I am a professional property investor. So welcome to the Progressive Property YouTube channel, where you can learn all of the different strategies so that you can make big money and big cash. We are in Wakefield, where I have a fantastic property which you can see behind me. This is one of my HMOs, so a house of multiple occupation. Before we get started, be sure to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss any of our fantastic content all about making money in property. Right then, let's go inside and I'll give you a tour. So welcome to my HMO. It's very progressive colours. Thought we'd go with the brand. So we've got a bedroom there, which has got someone in it at the moment. So we'll start with the kitchen. So we've got all of the fixtures and fittings, washing machine, all the white goods. So we provide everything. All the furniture is mine as part of the offering for the house. This is a typical 2-bed mid-terrace property, but we've actually turned it into a 4-bed HMO. Let's go downstairs to the first big bedroom. So this is a double bedroom. All of these bedrooms make £100 a room a week. We'll go upstairs now. So we're on the ground floor. So this is bedroom number 3. This is actually the biggest bedroom. Let's take a look in here. Sometimes we get actually a bit more for this room, up to £110 a week for this room. Because it's such a big room, we've sort of half split it so they've got a lounge area. So this one is the biggest room. So this one would typically be £10 to £15 a week more than the others. So on an average, £100 a room a week across the board. So because this one makes more, we're going to show you the smallest room in a minute. That one makes a little bit less, but on the whole, £100 a room a week. So this is the bathroom. This is the only bathroom in the house for all 4 bedrooms. So we made the conscious decision with this house to keep this as one single bathroom rather than putting en suites in. What we wanted to do was look at the return that we're going to get for the room versus the investment to add en suites into all 4 bedrooms, which is possible, but for the return, it didn't work out to our favour. So the sweet spot was to keep this as one bathroom for all 4 bedrooms. So this is the key about understanding HMOs. We did the numbers, we ran the numbers on this house before we spent any money on it and started the refurb. And we worked out that it wasn't in our favour to actually put en suites in every single room. So we decided to go with one main bathroom for all 4 bedrooms, and we still managed to fill this house, and it still makes £100 a room a week, which with bills which I pay, this house will be making me net cash flow £1,000 a month. So this room needs a lick of paint, which is why we're here today, because we're here to view it. But this is the smallest room. So this one will make a little bit less than the large room we've just seen. But on the average across the 4 rooms, it makes £100 a room a week. Still managed to get a double bed in. And here's the best bit. It's got a huge wardrobe area, so it doesn't need any more furniture in here. So actually it's not that small. If you want to stay up to date with all things property, then be sure to download our guide. The link is in the description and in the comments. And by the way, it's completely free, so you can download that now. So I actually came across this property back in 2018. It was actually one of my delegates who's local to the area, because he's got the inside knowledge. He found the property. We bought the property a little bit below market value, but here's the great thing about HMOs, houses of multiple occupation. You don't have to actually get it below market value, pay market value, and then turn it into a more higher cash flowing property by turning it, for example, into a 4-bed HMO and make more cash flow from it. So actually we bought it for £75,000 back in 2018, and then we refurbished the property, which was about 24 grand. About £4,000 for furnishings, beds, wardrobes, all of that sort of stuff. And then we refinanced that property for £120,000 on the revalue, which is a great number. So that property has got 4 bedrooms, all making on average about £100 a room a week. So that's £1,600 a month gross. The smallest room will make a little bit less and the biggest room will make a little bit more, so it balances out. And then obviously we pay the bills for that house, so the gas and electric and the TV and the broadband and stuff like that. So basically it nets me £1,000 a month when it is fully let, all 4 rooms. So it's a great purchase. So it's really interesting because people always ask me about this house being in Wakefield when I'm from Nottingham, for those of you who know, and all of my other properties are in Nottingham. Now, all of my other properties are single let, buy to let properties where I've bought them, refurbished them, refinanced them. This particular one is a HMO. The reason that we chose to go to Wakefield or consider a property in Wakefield is because the restrictions are more relaxed in the area. So Nottingham can be more challenging because we've got an Article 4 area. And in addition to that, the council can be a little bit more of a challenge with licensing and things like that. HMOs are a more advanced strategy, and you need to know what you're doing to be able to run a HMO, whether you are going to be packaging HMOs or buying them for your own portfolio. You need to make sure that your HMO is in the right area from a regulation point of view. So initially, there are a lot of areas where you get Article 4 areas. Article 4 is basically a restriction on permitted development. So it means that you have to apply to be able to turn that property from a single house into a house of multiple occupation. So there are restrictions in some areas there. You also need to make sure that the property is not in a selective licensing area. So even if it's just ran as an investment property full stop, regardless of how many people you're putting in it, it may require a license, so you need to check. You'll also need to check for your minimum room sizes, minimum safety requirements, fire doors, etc. Smoke alarms being hardwired in. These are just a few things of the many things that you need to know if you're going to deal package or source or acquire HMOs for your own portfolio. So HMOs versus buy-to-let. I have to be honest because that's the type of person that I am. Personally, I love my buy-to-lets. My HMO makes me fantastic cash flow, but on the flip side of that, it's a more high maintenance management aspect because you have a lot more people coming and going than you would necessarily from a single let property. So the returns are higher, but the management is also higher as a result of that. So I suppose you can look at it from there is more high risk for higher reward. So you need to know what you're doing when you're doing the more advanced strategies. I've got 11 properties now in my portfolio. All of them are single buy-to-lets with the exception of one HMO, which is in Wakefield. So my advice for anyone starting out in property would be to cut your teeth on the simple stuff, start with buy-to-let, because I strongly believe that everybody that gets involved in property and wants a property portfolio should have single buy-to-lets as their foundation anyway. Plus, it will also help you to get the lending for a HMO property because lenders can be a bit more challenging if you go from zero to a HMO as your first property. Not to say it can't be done. There are ways around it. And I think that the HMO model is a fantastic model. But personally, I would say cut your teeth on the simple stuff, invest in some buy-to-lets, and then decide if that's the strategy for you. You've seen my HMO. Maybe you're thinking about doing HMOs. If you are, then be sure to comment below. It's really important to stay educated in property, especially when running HMOs. So be sure to download our free report. The link is in the comments and in the description for this video. If you've enjoyed this video, then please be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. I've been Katie Wilson. You've been brilliant. I'll see you in the next video.